In this video, we are going to show you some basic functionality of the Pulsar app for Microsoft Dynamics 365. The Pulsar 365 app allows complete offline access to your Dynamics 365 environment. Luminix has ported our robust and mature offline sync technology to the Dynamics 365 platform with some additional features specific to Dynamics. Here we are going to first show you the Pulsar 365 app running on Windows 10. Later in the video, we will show you Pulsar 365 running on Android and iOS mobile operating systems. Let's take a look at our Dynamics 365 environment in the browser. This is a pretty standard setup for a development/testing environment. Let's take a look now at the leads table. You see only one lead associated with my login account. And here is the list for all leads, and you can see a total of 19 of them in our test environment. We will double check these records and counts in the Pulsar 365 app after we sync. Let's switch to the Accounts table, My Active Accounts. Now let's take a look at the Alpine Ski House account. All this data and view metadata will sync to the Pulsar 365 app for use while offline. It's important to know that this is a dynamic process, so if something changes on the server, it will be downloaded to the Pulsar 365 app on the next sync. Now let's perform an initial login to our Microsoft Dynamics environment from within the Pulsar 365 app. Just like in Pulsar for Salesforce, there is a configuration database, Pulsar settings, that needs to be synced. Also, just like in Pulsar for Salesforce, upon initial login, we run an initial sync to pull all the Dynamics data from your environment that is accessible with your user account permissions. You can also apply additional filters to the sync process to limit or expand the number of tables and records that are synced. While the sync process is running, it is also worth mentioning that we are showcasing a pre-release beta version of Pulsar for Microsoft Dynamics 365 that is not yet available in the various app stores. However, this pre-release beta is available to select partners for testing on iOS, Android, and Windows via our Microsoft App Center portal. Here we are on the Dynamics 365 main dashboard page. First, let's check the online status page, which should be familiar to users and admins of the Pulsar for Salesforce app. Here you can force the ability to work offline, regardless of your network connection. Now back on the main dashboard page, Pulsar will load the default table and view, which is configurable through Pulsar settings. In this case, you can see the My Open Leads view with only one lead, just as we saw in our browser session. Switching to All Leads shows us the list of 19 leads that were synced from the Dynamics 365 cloud. Now let's switch to the Accounts table, My Active Accounts. And let's take a look at the Alpine Ski House account. Here is the record data that was synced from the Dynamics 365 cloud. The record view metadata is also synced so we can replicate the look and feel of Dynamics 365. Now let's go check the settings page. This should also be familiar to users and admins of the Pulsar for Salesforce app. Here is where we can refresh settings and leave or log out of the session. And there are also advanced database tools, all configurable via Pulsar settings. Now let's leave the session, and here we are back on the login page. Now, briefly, let's show Pulsar 365 running on Android. I have previously logged in and synced, so this shows a more streamlined startup process. And now we see the Dynamics 365 main dashboard page, how it looks on Android. Let's view the Kethan Cook lead. And here are the details of that lead as they appear on Android. And now let's take a look at Pulsar 365 running on iOS. Here again, I have previously logged in and synced, so this shows a more streamlined startup process. And now we see how the Dynamics 365 main dashboard page looks on iOS. Let's view the Kethan Cook lead. And here are the details as they appear on Pulsar 365 running on iOS. In part 2 of this video series coming soon, we will show the process of catch-up sync, online and offline database CRUD operations, create updates and deletes, linking to related entities/tables, and more. We hope you've enjoyed this video. Please feel free to contact us with any feedback or questions at support@luminixinc.com. Thanks for watching.